Do you enjoy your partnership? Do you feel and receive your partner's love? If your answer is no, please watch this video. Welcome to Womb Moon Yoga, the way of life that helps women to be free and joyful in their bodies and their relationships. Today, we continue our series of relationship mindset shifts. We learned before that our brain can change. So a good question we should ask ourselves is, what do I want to be in my brain? And therefore, in my life, in my relationships. And if you are like me, and most people, we are all yearning for love. So how can we create more love in our lives, in our relationships? Today, mindset shift sounds very simple. We are going to move from he doesn't love me to he loves me. I want to remind you that I am speaking about heterosexual committed partnerships, but you can apply it to any relationship with people that are close to your heart. Also, I am not addressing any abusive or violent relationships, only those where there is still love. Okay, so let's start with this question. Why so often we have doubts? Why do I think that he doesn't love me, or maybe doesn't love me that much? These doubts, if we look at the very depth of this problem, it's of course coming from deep inside feeling of unworthiness. Unfortunately, every single woman I know, including those amazing priestesses, divine feminine incarnated kind of mentors of mine, deep inside we all have that feeling that maybe I am not that good, maybe I am not lovable. So this unworthiness will then be reflected to us in our intimate relationships. And it's very important to address it. However, this video is not about this part. It's more about strategy of changing our own thinking and our focus in order to change our relationships. So what could be other reasons for not feeling that love that is still coming from your partner? I need to remind you about mindset shift number 2, which is so much connected to this, because there we looked into all of the details of that mindset that says, if I'm hurt by my partner, he doesn't love me. So we often could think that he doesn't love me because I am feeling hurt, not necessarily physically, of course, but I'm feeling uncomfortable with him. I'm feeling not so appreciated. I'm feeling unseen or unheard, whatever it is. So I'm not going there now because we've covered this before. Please watch that video again or just one more time to remind yourself of that. And if we move this out of the way, we could look into how our brains are actually built more for war and less for love. This statement I heard from this brilliant relationship counselor, Dr. Tatkin, and I just want to repeat it again. Our brains are built more for war and less for love. He is really into modern brain science. So all of his statements and his teachings are based on it. And he explains that our brains are wired for survival much more than they're wired for reproduction. Reproduction is very important. Mother Nature wants us to reproduce, yet if you are dead, you cannot reproduce, so survival is even more important. And that makes us look for threats. Our brains have more circuitry which is wired to look for threats and negativity in order for us to survive. And we have much less circuitry which is responsible for bonding and understanding others' opinion, communicating, negotiating, and so forth. So if you are struggling in your relationship, it doesn't mean that you're not cut out for relationships, or you picked a wrong partner, or that your relationship has run its course. No. And again, we covered this in our mindset shift number 1. Love is not an easy thing. It's natural, yet we need to learn how to love. So knowing this, I could also just add one more piece. Our memory system is built this way that we retain more negativity than positivity. So we remember bad things much more easily. So of course, this doesn't help to have that beautiful, open-hearted, loving relationship. And so what can we do about it? We need to make effort to keep our brains from going to war with each other. We need to really train ourselves to focus more on positive. And it's not sugarcoating. It's not trying to love and light away any pain. You know, I'm so into shadow work and feeling all difficult emotions, and I have videos on that if you need to work a little bit more in that area. But here we are focusing on shifting how we think and shifting our focus in general. So instead of looking for proofs that he doesn't love you, you want to start looking for proofs that he does love you. I want to speak about one more research here. There were trained, objective observers watching couples in the course of one evening and registering all the positive interactions they had. And then they asked spouses themselves. And when they compared what the couples registered and what objective observers registered, it was such a huge surprise, because those couples who said they were unhappily married registered only 50% of all positive acts from their spouse. Imagine, they missed half of it. So it's like if your husband is going to tell you that he loves you and maybe, open the door for you and give you flowers and stuff 10 times, you only see it 5 times. This is huge, right? So when we are in that mindset of I am not being loved, we create this feeling of sadness and anger and maybe depression, and all these feelings then create even more negative thinking. And if we think negatively, we start feeling even more difficult emotions. And so it becomes that vicious circle. And again, it's just so important to make effort and train your brain. Just really pull yourself out of that loop and start looking for what's already here and what's positive. Yeah, so it's not about denying the reality. The truth is that you cannot see objective reality. No one of us can. That's how we are. We see everything through our lens, which is so often distorted. And so your home play for this week is going to be noticing how he loves you. You're going to become a detective. You maybe want to take out your magnifying glass and just really start for looking for all the little things that prove that love is still there. It doesn't need to be anything big, like inviting you to a good restaurant or giving you flowers. Look for small stuff, something that you're so used to that you are not registering as love anymore. Yet your partner is doing his best and he's still trying. Maybe, it's him wearing that sweater that he doesn't like, but he knows you like it. Maybe it's him asking you if you're hot and he wants to switch off AC for you. I don't know, little things. And you're going to write it down. Journaling is so important. So write that phrase, I know he loves me because, and every day at least one thing, that one proof that love is still there. And if you could just take it one step further, tell him that you appreciate that. Whatever it is, that little gesture, just say thank you from, your open, loving heart, and receive this love fully. Allow yourself to receive whatever is coming your way, knowing that you are worthy of love. You are good just the way you are. I hope that you'll do this practice. Just listening to this mindset shift is not enough. We need to practice. We need to train ourselves. And let me know how it goes for you. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm so looking forward to our last mindset shift next week. Until then, be well. Namaste. Much love to you.